All right. How about some reparations? Maybe we should talk reparations. This woman wants reparations, but she doesn't want money. Interesting. Interesting. Opportunity, maybe? That's good. We all have that. Maybe she's going to say something like, I don't want your money for reparations. What we only wanted was the opportunity to be given the same advantage or whatever it is that everyone else has for work, school, everything like that. So reparations, thank you, have been paid in full. Is that where she's going with this, with not wanting money? Let's watch this black woman talk about reparations.
Question for the lice babies. You do understand, right, that not everyone who's asking for reparations is asking for that in the form of money, right? You know, it's not always about financial payment, right? Because there are people like me who don't want your money at all, knowing that if we get reparations in the form of money, it's like us giving it to ourselves. The reparations doesn't come out of your pocket, white man. I don't know why you think that you'll be digging in your pocket and handing us some money. The reparations would be coming from the United States government, from our tax dollars we have put into that government. So it will be coming from us. We will literally be paying ourselves. So how would that make us whole again if we're paying it to ourselves? The only thing that could ever make us whole again in my eyes is if you give your life for the lives that were took. Life for life. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, blood for blood. We want our land back, and we want the lives of the lice babies. That will be our reparations. Black power forever.
Black power forever. That will be our reparations. All right. That's not interested. That's something. Let me say, I was just looking up the percentage of income tax that African Americans pay in the country. Let's say Asian African Americans, zero tax filers. African Americans are roughly 13% of the total taxpayer population. And there's 17% of zero tax filers. On the other hand, Asians, let me see this one, because Asians are just like pretty cool. All right, let's see. I can't find it. My point being, I don't think African Americans are paying enough federal income tax to worry that if they were given reparations, that they're just getting their own money back. See, I can't imagine that that's could possibly be a thing. They get, whatever trillions of dollars are distributed amongst African Americans in America, and then they go, really? This is just like me getting all that tax money I've been paying for my working life back. No, it would be. You would be getting money out of it. If it would ever happen, it's not going to. Suck on that for a little while. But then saying that we should just pay with our lives, that's a bold statement right there. She doesn't want reparations. So she just wants us to kill ourselves. And that would more than make up for the years of oppression and the blood spilt on that. Imagine giving a shit about people that lived and suffered so many years ago and not even really having an accurate picture of the suffering and everything like that. Me and Gavin talk about it all the time, how, I am certain slavery for some slaves was unbelievable pain, anguish, and whatnot. But you got to think, a lot of slaves probably didn't mind. I got to be honest. It's just, that just figures. It's not something I'm just pulling out of my ass. It just kind of figures. You have all those slaves. You have these plantations, some big ones, some small little farms, and you got slaves working there. Was every fucking slave owner just, let me whip this boy? I don't think that was happening. I think it was just like, hey, we got to make sure we fertilize that field today. Yes, sir, mister. Yeah, we going out there and doing it. All right. Thank you, Big Jim. And Big Jim goes out and he works. And he gets his food and his water. And then he goes back to his house on the property with the rest of the slaves, and they can sing, and play the harmonica and the git box and dance. Don't sound that bad for like 1800s. Every life sucked in the 1800s. Jesus. So, they make it sound like every single slave had the lash on their back every fucking day. They were starved. They weren't given water. Their kids were taken away. They were beaten constantly. It just doesn't, statistically, it doesn't figure. It just doesn't work out. So yeah, well, we got to die. We have to bleed and be whipped and be lynched and all that. And like I was saying before I even brought that up, who gives a shit about people that lived that long ago? Historical figures, sure, they're interesting. I'll watch a movie about them. But your ancestors? I know my grandparents. I knew my grandparents. Not even well. I don't think we knew our grandparents very well. We heard stories about them and your uncles and aunts of similar age. But I don't know what my grandfather was like at 15, at 20. I don't know that guy. I can't actually get a mental picture of him being that age, hanging out with friends I don't know that guy. And now what? My great grandparents, who still wouldn't have been in the era of slavery, I don't know them from a hole in the wall. I know I owe them my existence, but I don't know who the fuck they are. And that means I can't really care about what they went through. I can't imagine coming over from Italy or whatnot. It was easy and life in a new country. Who knows? Maybe they were born in Brooklyn. I don't even know if they were the ones that came over. See? But I'm sure life was probably tough. But I'm not every day, someone's got to pay. Someone has got to pay for my poor grandma and the grandpa. I don't care. No one thinks that. What's going on today? What are the opportunities today going on? Who do I want to hang around today? How do we act as civil Americans today? Imagine basing how you perceive life by how much suffering your great-great-grandparents did, who you don't know from a fucking hole in the wall. Imagine that's your main fucking the thing in your head. Every day you're out. It affects how you react in situations, how you treat other people. Imagine that. I don't give a fuck what happened to them. They fucked. I know that much. They had a kid or more. I know that much. And that kid went on to be the next generation. And thank God it all worked out that, ta-da, I'm here. But your whole life, your anger, really? You oppressed us for get over it. Get the fuck over it already. Ay, ay, ay. Mamma mia. All right.